You know that feeling when the day just, well, it just happens to you. You're
Yeah.
busy, definitely, but maybe at the end of it, you're not quite sure what you really accomplished.
Oh, yeah. And that sense of calm feels like a million miles away.
Exactly. So if you're craving a little more control, maybe some more structure to, bring some peace to the daily grind, then you're probably in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Because today we're taking a deep dive into some really interesting material someone shared with us. It's a transcript from a YouTube video.
Right. It's called English Podcast for Learning English, A Day in My Life English Leap podcast from the Speak English with Class channel.
Now, on the surface, it's about learning English. But what we found fascinating was the look it gives into the daily routine of the student they feature. Her name's Lucy. She lives alone.
Yeah, it's a really practical, real-world example how she structures her time, balancing school, well-being, even just, cooking and chores. The hosts, Jennifer and Daniel, they did a great job sort of digging into how her routine works.
They really did.
Yeah.
And our mission here isn't just to describe Lucy's day. We want to pull out those key ideas, the practical strategies that you listening might be able to adapt for your own life, for more balance, more focus.
Okay, let's get into it then. What was the first thing that jumped out? For me, it was why she even has a routine,
Yes, she straight up said that without one, she'd feel completely lost.
which is, well, pretty strong language.
It really is. It suggests it's more than just managing time, doesn't it? It's like a mental framework she needs.
And what I found particularly interesting was her saying routines are actually relaxing. That kind of pushes back against the idea that they're boring or restrictive.
That's a great point. Why do you think she feels that way? That they're
Well,
relaxing?
she had this great analogy, comparing her routine to staying calm and productive. Both things.
Right. Calm and productive.
It makes sense, Knowing what's coming next probably reduces that mental effort of constantly deciding, frees up brain space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less decision fatigue. And she also made a point of adding fun things in there. Crucial. It's not all chores and studying. That's maybe the key to making it stick. Structure doesn't have to mean boring.
Precisely. That predictability can lower anxiety. And building in those enjoyable moments, well, that reinforces the whole thing and makes you want to stick to it.
Okay, so let's zoom in. Her day starts early.
Very early,
Mhm.
5 a.m. She admits it's a struggle feeling half asleep.
And her trick? Cold water on the face. She called it a shock.
A shock, yeah, but she says it's effective. Wakes her right up. It sounds brisk.
Bit extreme maybe, but hey, if it works. That sudden cold, I guess it really jolts your system awake physiologically.
It does. Increases heart rate, breathing,
Mhm.
gets you alert fast. Then she moves on to morning stretches.
Yeah, and it's not about becoming a gymnast, is it? She said it's more about shaking off sleepiness, feeling relaxed. She even said, saying good morning to my muscles.
I like that. It's gentle, mindful, a transition.
Definitely. And after that,
Hmm.
coffee time. But it's more than just caffeine for her.
Right. She uses that time to actually set her goals for the day. School stuff, but personal things too, like practicing vocabulary or drinking more water, specific things.
It's like her mini roadmap for the day. That's such a good description.
It is. And she mentioned that even if she doesn't get everything done, just having that direction makes her feel productive. It sets the tone.
Reduces that feeling of just reacting to things all day. Okay, so coffee, goals, then the gym, around 5:30.
Yep. Fueled by the coffee power-up, as she called it. Straight to the gym.
Now, some people might hear gym at 5:30 a.m. and think, no way.
But she's clear, it's not some intense, punishing workout. It's light cardio and a few weights. The goal is energy.
And she feels a real difference, doesn't she? On gym days, she feels like she can tackle anything. That superhero energy.
Exactly. And on days she skips it, noticeably slower.
Hmm.
It really shows the immediate impact she gets from it. Have you found that morning movement helps like that?
Oh, for sure. Even something moderate. It just
Yeah.
clears the head, gets the blood flowing. It's not about exhaustion, like you said.
It's about priming the pump for the day. So, after the gym, she heads home, showers, and then does her skincare.
Ah, yes, the skincare. Cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. She was very emphatic about sunscreen.
I must have, even on cloudy days, connecting with the skincare lovers out there. She calls it a treat, a self-care moment.
It's those small rituals, isn't it? They add up.
Yeah.
And then breakfast. Sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, scrambled eggs, toast, fruit usually. She specifically mentioned it gives her energy and focus. Another power-up.
She's very aware of that food-energy connection. It's clear this whole morning sequence is very intentional. The shock wake-up, the movement, the mental prep, the exercise, the self-care, the fuel.
It's a really holistic start, sets a strong foundation. Okay, so how does that carry her into her school day?
Right, so around 8:30 a.m., she heads out. Classes, lectures, group projects. Sounds like a pretty packed schedule.
Standard student life, yeah.
But she's not just passively sitting there. She makes a point of taking notes, asking questions. She says it helps her stay engaged, understand things better, helps her remember.
That active learning is so important. Taking notes forces you to process it, right? Not just let it wash over you.
And she uses the breaks between classes smartly, too. Quick note review, chatting with friends, maybe another coffee.
Those little breaks are key for not getting overloaded. A bit of consolidation, a bit of social time prevents burnout.
Definitely. Then lunch is usually back home. Quick, healthy stuff. Salad with chicken, maybe some pasta.
And she mentioned she finds cooking relaxing after classes. Plus, she likes knowing what's in her food, another element of control, maybe.
Could be. And self-care, too, in a way, making sure she's eating well. She says she feels energized after a home-cooked meal.
Makes sense. Better fuel. Now, after lunch, she has this habit tidying up a bit each day.
Yes, just a quick sweep, putting things away, doing the dishes. She connects a clean space with a clear mind.
That's such a powerful, simple habit. Just 10–15 minutes can make a huge difference to how you feel in your environment, can't it?
Totally stops things from piling up and feeling overwhelming later. And it sets her up for her evening study time, reviewing notes, working on assignments.
It's that consistent effort again, spreading it out rather than cramming. Much more effective long term.
Okay, so study's done. What about winding down?
Ah, yes. Very important. She takes a proper break in the evening. Dinner, she mentions stir fries or soup. Simple stuff. Then relaxing. Watching a show, maybe reading.
She calls it her recharge time. Needs that downtime. Sounds quite cozy.
That unwind period is essential, isn't it? You can't just be on all the time. It helps manage stress, prevents burnout.
Absolutely. And then she has her nighttime skincare routine, another little ritual.
Cleanser, moisturizer, maybe a face mask sometimes. Hair stuff, too. She calls it her mini spa night.
I like that framing. It makes it feel like a treat, not a chore. A signal to her brain that the day is ending.
Exactly. It all leads up to setting that 5 a.m. alarm again and getting to sleep. The whole cycle.
It's quite a system she's built. Now, you mentioned the original source also had a vocabulary section with someone named Charlotte.
Yes. And it's worth touching on because the words themselves kind of reinforce these ideas we've been discussing. Useful for you listening, too.
Okay, like what?
Well, routine itself, just meaning that regular sequence. Stretch, extending muscles. Energized, feeling full of energy. Productive, getting things done efficiently.
Makes sense.
Then unwind, relaxing after being busy. Focused, giving full attention. Self-care, looking after your physical and mental health.
Good ones.
Also packed, meaning really busy. Balance that healthy mix, not too much of one thing. And take on, like starting a task or responsibility.
And Charlotte's point was to try using these words, right? To get familiar with them in this context.
Exactly. It helps internalize the concepts, thinking about your own day in terms of, say, finding balance or making time to unwind.
So, wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Looking back at Lucy's day, what's the big takeaway? For me, it's the power of having that structure, but one that's also flexible and includes self-care.
Absolutely. It's not about rigid control. It's about creating a framework that supports productivity. Yeah, but also calm. They can go together.
Like she said, calm and productive.
And it's important to remember, like they said in the original piece, you don't have to overhaul your entire life tomorrow.
No, definitely not. Even small changes can make a difference, right? Little habits.
Exactly. Tiny shifts can add up.
So, maybe here's a final thought for you listening.
Yeah.
Thinking about Lucy's day. What's one small thing, just one, that you could maybe try adding to your routine tomorrow? Something manageable.
Could be anything. Setting one intention while you have your coffee,
Right.
doing 5 minutes of stretching, tidying just one surface.
Right. Just experiment, see how it feels. Does it bring a little more focus, a bit more calm? Observe the impact.
It's all about finding what works for you.
Well, we'll be back soon with another deep dive, looking at more strategies for learning and living well.